Wednesday night. Obviously, we had a few days to decompress after the result on Monday. In the cold light of day, having watched it back, what was your take on the game?
It was tough. Not slept a lot since Monday. Listen, like I said in my interview, credit to Radcliffe. Fantastic team. But again, a game that we could have and should have avoided the goals, or some of the goals we conceded. I know people will look back on Jude's first goal, but the space, the decisions not to kind of show our dark hearts and maybe bring him down on the halfway line was frustrating. And then we kind of parted the Red Sea, which again was frustrating. You look at the second goal, he's definitely offside. He may not contact it, but he blurs Pat's vision and he starts in an offside position. Lallana should get that right. The third goal, we step out of our zone, which is avoidable. The fourth one, we allow, we don't come across. We allow the play to come down the middle of the pitch. And the fifth one, we don't come across as a defensive unit. So it is tough. And then when you're 5-0 down, you're up against a fantastic side, organised side, well-drilled side. You're just hoping you don't capitulate even further, and thankfully we didn't. We may have got one ourselves with Curtis Jones, but someone said that he started in front of the play. Someone said he came from around the back of play. I've seen it. I think it's a legitimately good goal, but the one goal doesn't cover up from the 5 that we conceded. So what we've got to do is look at why and how we conceded 5 at Marine, how and why we conceded 5 at Radcliffe, and then hopefully put the wrongs right. Talk to the lads tonight. Show them the errors, show them what we could do better, and move on, because we've got so much of the season to play for. People have said we've had a tough start. Everyone has a tough start. We've had a really difficult start, but so have other teams. We've taken 9 from 18, and we wanted 10 from 18, so we're not far off our targeting. But it's been a good start. We've learned a lot of lessons, but we've also enjoyed some high moments as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's unavoidable to say, we flipped in terms of basically sort of we won 3 at home, lost 3 away. And it's not really, the performance from game to game really hasn't been that much different, really.
It's difficult when you're not interviewing Bern and John over here, but they were really kind when they came up to me at the end of the game and said at half time, you should have been a fly on the wall. We weren't happy that we didn't control the game. We thought we gave you too much space. You're a good football side. Neil Young said the same thing. Stafford said the same thing. But the 3 games we've ended up with nothing. So at times it's good being a good footballing side, but we can't be that easily opened up. Then we've played really well at home. Worksop, Ilkeston and Macclesfield played tremendous football, and the punters, the fans, the members, everyone's been really happy. We've now got to find that balance of producing our home form and then being as good away from home, or if we're not as good away from home, making sure that we come away with something. And that's the learning point. That's a learning journey. And as a staff, we've all met tonight. We've evaluated our 6-game mini league, and that's what we're looking at across the season. And we've identified areas for improvement. And that, I think, as a management team, or myself looking down on it, that's what you've got to do. Whether or not you win 6 from 6, or you win 3 out of 6 and lose 3, you've always got to look to how you can do things better. So the next block of 6 games, we'll be looking to hopefully take, beat or maintain our average points, our average point total, progress in the FA Cup, and we'll take it from there. But there's been, it's a long time since you're coming from pre-season, and we've done so many good things. We lost 5 games since coming in on the 30th of June, so I think you take that. But it's just the manner we've lost them in. That's the disappointing thing. But my job is to protect them lads in there. And like I said, we learn from it as a group, and if we learn quickly, then I'll be all right with that.
Yeah, obviously we had a very busy league weekend. We had the game on the Saturday, fantastic result against Macclesfield. Obviously then we had Radcliffe. Is it frustrating for you in a way that we kind of have got a break from the league, but would you rather be straight back to it, or is the FA Cup a welcome break?
No, I like to stew on it, to be honest. I like people to see that we got slapped 5-0. There's not a bad thing about that, because I think it'll just up the energy and the anticipation levels. The FA Cup is a special competition for anybody, player or manager, supporter. Everyone looks forward to the FA Cup weekend. We can't control what's gone on. We can't control the mistakes that we made and the games that we lost. We can't control the things that went well in the games we've done. It's all in the past now. We've got to turn all our attention, our focus, our energy to playing Barnoldswick at home this Saturday. And then once we move on from Barnoldswick, hopefully we get the win. And if we don't, if it's going to go to a replay, then we get ready on the Tuesday night. If to defeat. We've got to look at that as well. And then the minute that game passes, we've got to get ready for Bradford Park Avenue. So there is no stopping. There's no time to feel sorry for yourself. And people will talk. People will look at results. And lots of managers have called me this week to kind of offer me a condolence and say what's gone on. But nothing's gone on. We've been beaten by the better side in Radcliffe. We've been beaten by the better side in Marine. And we've been beaten by the better side in Stafford across the course of 90 minutes. And you can play well. You can create chances. The scoreline doesn't lie. The table doesn't lie. We are where we are for a reason. But saying that, we're 3 points off second and 2 points off the playoff. So we'll take that after 6 games.
Yeah, I mean, the FA Cup, obviously it's a special competition, in world football. When you look at what it's done for Marine, obviously that sort of like great fortune during Spurs, obviously, that has transformed that club in terms of basically the money that it brought in purely by luck. And that's something that, as fans, we need everyone to get behind the club and come down on Saturday to enjoy that game.
I mean, everybody, including me. I know every manager, congratulates Neil Young and Marine, envious, jealous of the finances that they brought in, the experience that they had, welcoming the likes of Tottenham Hotspur to a non-league ground of Marine. It must be fantastic. One of my top 3 moments in my career was when we played Doncaster Rovers here, albeit it was behind closed doors, but it was on the BBC. It was a great night, and I remember Finn scoring against Guiseley, here to put us into that and put us into the hat, and it was a great moment, and we deserved to be there, and we loved everything that came with it. Alex Scott, Mika Richards, Dion Dublin, the BBC set up, everything was great that night, and we want it again. We want it this time when it's going to be packed Broadhurst Park, and that's one of the only disappointing things about not getting not having the fans in the stadium. We'll get to the first round proper. It's every player's and every manager's dream, and we did it 2 or 3 years ago. We want to do it again, but we know we've got that proverbial banana skin with Barnoldswick, who are a couple of divisions below, players that I know very well in Tom Dean and Brad Carsley, are going to come here and they're going to want to put a scalp over us. And it's hard when you're the favourites and you're playing the underdogs, but that goes across league football. It goes across Premier League football when they're playing a League 2 side. You've got to deal with it, and you've got to have that mental toughness about you to bounce back, to show that we're a good side, to bounce back and hopefully put ourselves in the next round. But we're going to have to overcome a really good Barnoldswick side who hadn't watched in midweek, beat Wythenshawe 3-0. So we know they're no mugs. It's going to be a tough game, but I'm hoping that everyone comes and supports the lads and, hopefully helps us get that victory and puts us in the next round.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about our home form being superb. In a way, is it an opportunity for you to sort of like mix up the squad a little bit?
I thought so, but I'm not sure now. We've got 1 or 2 injuries. Obviously, Donahue, Charlie Munro, Jan Palinkas now. The physio's doing a little bit of work. So it's a game that I was maybe looking at resting and rotating, but I think after the manner of the defeat on Bank Holiday Monday, I need to get lads back at it and the confidence levels high, and maybe not a game to rest and rotate. It's a game that we want to be really, really strong in, and hopefully the lads understand that if they don't get minutes on the pitch. But I'll be putting out our stronger side. That's one thing I will do, and hopefully that gives us an opportunity to progress. And if things are going well, I can turn to the bench and maybe give lads minutes that haven't had minutes. But my focus is on qualification this Saturday, and and building these lads back up, because since coming in pre-season they've been great. And yeah, we've had a few setbacks, and emotionally, psychologically, they're difficult to get over. So it's important that I'm not to be seen to be turning my back on them. I'm building them back up and saying, listen, you were brilliant against Macclesfield, slightly underperformed against Radcliffe. Let's go again against Barnoldswick on Saturday. You can find me in another world. When the stars they find you, I could be a savior to make you take you on a trip and set